Hi. Can you hear? Okay, let's get Bob on here. Let's see if we can hear him.
Yeah, I think my internet's like basically out.
Oh
Because
Can you hear us now?
and like the problem is I live in a very remote area, so like to do like data, which I would obviously do. I have like one bar, like where I live. It's like Wi-Fi or nothing, basically.
Oh
Can you guys
man.
hear? Can you guys hear anything I'm saying?
everything.
Yeah, can you hear us?
I see. I can't hear you. You guys are breaking up.
Oh
Am I
dang.
breaking up for
Oh
you?
no, you're perfect.
All right. Well, I mean,
You could just talk.
Just talk.
You guys could tap like you could like go into the chat function and type me questions.
You totally could do
Uh,
that.
I don't
Let's
know.
do
I
it.
tried to reboot the internet. That typically kind of works. I don't know, man.
No worries.
You got this?
It's a bummer.
We know about bad internet.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm like I can't even hear you guys.
Can you see the chat?
Huh?
I don't know if he can.
Can you see the chat?
It's taking forever to load the chat even. Like
Oh
I
no.
have got no internet. Like that's what's going on right now.
We just gotta love technical difficulties. This is real
Yes.
life, guys.
It's a bummer.
Real
Hey
life.
Al, can you like call Metronet and see if there's an outage? I mean, there has to be an outage. It's the only explanation. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull Bob out and I will see if I can get in the chat. I guess we'll try to bring Bob in and see where it goes. Other than
Yes.
that, I guess we'll just chat about what
Stuff.
we've got going on.
I mean, we know how it is. It's especially crazy. I mean, in this day and time, you think we'd all have access to adequate internet, but we do not. And Whitney and I can vouch for that because literally less than a couple years ago, we were with the worst internet ever.
Yes. Yeah, worst internet ever for sure.
Worst.
Being in
So
the country.
totally get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we're gonna have to make up some stuff on the fly.
Yeah. Welcome to mine and Melissa's life for sure. Kim's here. Hi, Kim.
Oh, hey, Kim. Nice to see ya.
Yeah. We wanted to bring Bob on because we will be with him next week. Next Thursday, we will be in New Orleans with him. And he just wrapped up season 1 of Defense Diaries, which is about John Wayne Gacy. I wish we could hear him. I know this sucks though, for you guys, but we'll have him on again.
We will
if
have
he
him
can't
on
hear
again.
us.
I'm so excited about his season 2, which I think he posted like a slight teaser about it, and I think I know which case it is, which I'm excited about.
Do you know the case?
Well, I don't know the names. I've just heard of it. Hang on, let me do a little research while about what I think it is. I think he posted in the CrimeCon group that it was a boy and the maid or the stepmom was murdered. Now I'm double checking. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. I thought it was Dr. Anthony Garcia.
Oh,
Garcia,
maybe it
something like
is.
that.
Maybe I just read the wrong thing. You never know with me. I just kind of randomly read stuff.
Yeah.
Never know where I get it, but I'm like, hey, I read something that is about that.
Thank you, Kim. I don't know that I will ever not be a redhead again. That's for sure. It's been my favorite color so far. Oh, so Jeff asked about the 13-year-old in the wreck near my hometown. Well, not near my hometown. There was a girl from a town near my hometown that was in the bad wreck. It's made national news now. A Dodge pickup truck collided head on with a bus from the
Yes, I saw that.
University of Southwest. It was a head-on collision, and both vehicles caught fire, and 9 people died, and 2 people are in critical condition. And the driver of the Dodge truck that hit the golf bus was 13. I don't know why a 13-year-old was
What?
driving. Yeah, I didn't get to tell you this.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
it was
even read that part
well, it was
of it.
breaking news a couple hours ago that they
13.
determined that the driver of the Dodge was 13 years old. They don't know why he
Oh
was
my
driving.
gosh.
Hey, Jason. Yeah.
Wow. I read about because someone on my Facebook was family of one of the girls that had died,
Mhm.
and I hadn't heard about it yet, so I went and researched it, but I didn't read into it. I just saw, like, how many people died. I actually told Chris about it last night as well. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, 13.
Yeah. And the 2 that, survived were care flighted to Lubbock Hospital, and I think one of them has third-degree burns over 98% of his body.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's bad, bad situation.
That's horrible.
I'm
I
still trying to figure out
assumed
why the 13-year-old was driving.
I mean, when I first read it, I was assuming that it was going to be like a diesel, a big rig, that type of truck that
Mm-mm.
hit because of the number of fatalities. Wow, that just
No, it
like,
was a
that's crazy.
Dodge 2500, so just a
Just a
big
big
big pickup.
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, a
Wow,
powerful pickup truck. Mhm. It's crazy.
that is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
So, yes, back to Bob Motta's season 2. You are right. So the thing he had posted, it says his little blurb about it says on March 13th of 2008, Dr. Claire Hunter was attending a conference in Hawaii, and her husband Dr. Bill Hunter was busy at the pathology lab. Tom's school bus camera captured Tom arriving home before the murders. According to many, Tom was a good and smart kid. He loved to play Xbox and football. Because of his size, his parents wouldn't allow him to play football, so he played basketball instead. He was very bright, very normal, sixth grader. Oh.
Mm.
The Hunter's part-time housekeeper, Shirley, was at the house waiting for Tom to get home from school, and I believe both of them were murdered. The 13 or the sixth grade son and the housekeeper, which is not the one I was thinking. There was another case where a young kid was dropped off by his mom to his stepmom, and it was in a new neighborhood where not all the houses were completely inhabited yet. Like, not everyone had those houses yet,
Mhm.
and the stepmom and the son were killed in that house, and it's still unsolved as well. So I was thinking it was that one, but I don't think I've ever heard of this one.
Okay. I know he did a several part series on this one with Kelly from True Crime IRL. I think they
Oh,
touched on this case a little bit. But more importantly, if you haven't listened to we did a crossover episode on it's not a crossover episode, a collaboration with Bob of several months back, almost a year ago now, I believe.
oh dear Lord, time goes by. Yes, it's been a
It might
while.
not have been that it's been a while. We were in the
No,
apartments.
okay. Yeah, but we met Bob in July of
Okay, so it
last
hasn't
year.
been a year. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
no, so it was probably a few months after that. So it hasn't been
Yeah.
quite a year.
And he's an excellent human being. He is a
He's
defense
awesome.
attorney or former defense attorney. I don't think he's practicing currently, but his dad was actually on the defense team for John Wayne Gacy. And for his 21st birthday, he was gifted some never before heard interviews with his dad and the killer
Casey.
clown.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
did you forget his name?
no, definitely not.
Let me help you out. His name is
Yeah.
Gacy.
Definitely not. So all of season 1 is unheard footage from
Ah,
those interviews, as well as several revelations. I always say it wrong. Revelations
it's
about that
revelation. Yeah.
investigation. He learned while listening to these tapes that the biggest piece of evidence in the John Wayne Gacy trial was planted.
Yes.
which
He's
is
like,
crazy.
he gets to like the root. He interviews various people associated to the case, and it's just awesome what he finds out and uncovers. It's insane.
Mhm. It's absolutely crazy. So definitely, definitely go listen. It's worth it. It's creepy. It's all kinds of crazy.
Thank you, my sister. uh but yeah, definitely a good one. Wish he could be on tonight, but we'll definitely have him on as soon as maybe his
Yeah.
internet gets fixed. I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's still up in Illinois right now.
Yeah, he's
And
somewhere Chicago area.
yeah, I didn't know if he had left and came down because he will be with us on next
Mhm.
Thursday, when we are not doing a live
Yeah.
virtually, but we will be in a live meetup in New Orleans.
Mhm. Yep. At Barrel Proof at 6 or 6:30. Still haven't figured out the
Yes,
time.
it's fine.
Around 6 o'clock sometime.
If they
That's
have
where we will
food,
be.
I'll probably be there at 5:30.
No, we're going to dinner first, remember?
Oh, are we? I can't remember. We don't know what time. Are we doing dinner first or after?
Yeah, we're going to dinner
Oh,
somewhere right around there with everyone.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be fun. So I did want to chat about, now that we really don't have a topic, the news that came out about Adnan. Adnan.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, should we also talk about how the queen herself, Rabia
Oh
Chaudhry,
my
said
gosh.
our name on her live?
Yes.
I'm
Freaked
gonna go
out and
screen
sent me
record
a
it.
message.
I did
Oh my
freak
God, you
out.
saved it?
No, but
Oh,
I'm
because
going to go screen record it.
you could go back on the live. Okay, I gotcha.
Yes.
The recorded live. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna put it out there and say the queen said our name and that we sound interesting, so you must listen to
Yes.
us.
Interesting is a good enough compliment for us.
Yeah. From
How
Rabia
did she
Chaudhry?
say interesting? Was it like, "That sounds interesting," or "That sounds
No.
interesting"?
She said, "Cult Crimes Cab, that sounds interesting." Like, she's
Oh, love it.
intrigued.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
what
let's
was
talk
she
about it.
talking about on her live?
Oh, so on Wednesdays, she does these things called Rabia How, and you can just submit a question, send a question, and she'll talk about anything. I mean, some people talk about what perfume she wears because I guess
Oh,
at some point, Patrick Hines from True Crime Obsessed
yes.
talks about how good she smells, and she likes to layer perfume, so she wears more than one at a time. And so she like showed us her perfume drawer and she likes big earrings and she told us about why she wears a hijab
Mhm.
now because she didn't start wearing a headscarf until she was in her 30s and they asked why and she
Mhm. Why
explained
she does.
why. She's just this normal chick. She's freaking awesome. Love her.
That's awesome. She's doing amazing things.
Mhm.
I do not
Yeah,
think Adnan's case would be where it is at today without her. So, for the breaking news, if
absolutely
you
not.
hadn't heard, that came out, I think just last week, they are,
This
was it last
week.
week?
It was this week.
Oh, this week. Holy
It
crap,
was
it's
like
been a long week.
Monday because
Oh,
the judge didn't sign off on the paperwork for the DNA testing until I think Tuesday.
oh, okay. Yeah. So it was a few days ago. Prosecutors agreed to actually test the DNA from Heyman Lee's, I think her clothing, her shoes, and
Mhm.
from the rape kit, because these items were never tested before. Did you happen to read the article about why they weren't tested before?
I did not.
I saw it. So I'll look it up if you have anything else to chat about. But this is amazing because if they can prove this DNA is someone else's, not Adnan's, then
Mhm.
it could be a very, very good step in the right direction to get Adnan free. If you believe he is innocent. I know we met a few people that believe he's guilty. I mean, totally cool. Like, you believe what you want to
Mhm.
believe.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, this will be interesting.
I'm trying to find why it wasn't tested before.
Oh, that's what I said I
Uh,
was just gonna look up when
yeah, I know. That's what I was looking for while you were talking,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't find it. So,
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. So
in
what are your thoughts
craziness.
on it? What is everyone's thoughts on Adnan? Are you
Yes. Team Adnan,
Adnan
No. Who do you
Yeah,
think did
free.
it if he didn't?
Yeah, free Adnan, or do you think he did it? If you don't know the Adnan Syed case, then you've been living under a rock.
I I'm totally gonna listen to Serial and Undisclosed again, I feel like. I want Lucas to Kim, you believe he's guilty? Can you type why you think he's guilty? I would love to hear why you think it. I mean, I'm interested in all perspectives because
Sure.
sometimes I do go to him and Jay doing
Mhm.
this together. I do. But I'm more 75% he didn't do it.
I don't if he did it, he didn't do it alone.
Oh, definitely.
That's my only.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really
Yeah.
am like 75%. I don't think he did it. Um, I don't think Jay even did it. Yeah,
I would
it's
think he's
it's
a I just think that Jay got off way too
easy.
easily.
Yep. Um, okay, so this is the part that makes me think that even Jay didn't do it. The whole knocking when it comes to Jay's interview, when
Mhm.
law enforcement are asking him specific questions about where the car is at, what this happened, and there's like knocking in the background, and then
Yeah.
Jay will reply. That is the part that gets me every time because you can clearly hear that.
Yeah. Bob's back. Let's see if we've resolved his internet
They
issues.
fixed it.
Yeah, I don't think
He's
Can
shaking
so.
you
his
hear
head.
us yet?
Ah!
Man, dang it.
I it's still
It's
breaking
okay.
up. I don't know.
No
Like the
That's
worries.
okay.
Well, I'm bummed. I wanted to get on with you guys. Well, I'm gonna keep working on it. If I can get it right, I'm
Okay,
Yeah.
coming back. I don't even care if
Okay.
there's 5 minutes. I'm coming back.
Sounds good.
sounds good.
All right, I'll keep jumping back in.
Mhm. Okay.
Right.
How cute. Okay. Kim said, but I try hard, but lots. The public does make it a lot more complex than
Yes,
it really is. Always.
yes.
Always,
And
always.
this is another reason, which isn't a really, I don't know if it's a good reason, that I don't believe Adnan did it.
Mhm.
Rabia, in my mind,
Mhm.
is a very, very smart woman.
Mhm.
And I don't think she would have put her entire life, her livelihood, her degree, everything that she is, if she had a inkling that Adnan did it. Like, I don't think she would have done it.
Yes, but also just for sake of debate
Caveat,
here,
yes.
um, sh they were family friends. Like, she grew up with Adnan as a brother, and whoever wants to think that their family member is capable of such things.
I think
So,
everybody's capable of such things.
but who wants to think that? Nobody wants to think badly on any of other people. So, is she blinded by family member, by the relationship that is there? Although someone did in her live mention that there's a rumor out there that Rabia and Adnan are married.
What?
Yeah. And she's like, "No,
Isn't she
that's
married
gross."
and has kids?
Yes. For like
Yeah,
multiple, like 16, 17, 20
yes,
years. So she's been
a
married for a
long
very
time.
long time.
I
And
don't know.
it was
It's
just so
different
funny.
just standing by your friend and saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, I believe him," and then devoting your entire career to standing behind someone. Because if so, let's say the DNA from the rape kit came back to be Adnan's. Like, what that would mean for her.
Very true. She's
Like,
very,
it
very smart.
wouldn't
Mm,
she is yes, I agree that but I feel like
mhm.
she is dug in. If you're spending 20 years on a case, you would know
Yep.
it in and out. I just
Yep.
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that Adnan did not do it.
Okay. So, yes, but also I have a feeling that there's potential that even though he said they didn't, I have a feeling that there's potential that Adnan's DNA could come back with this rape kit because they were sexually active teenagers.
Yeah, but they broke up like not way, but they broke up before that. She still would not have that
And I
with
think that
her.
he would have, yeah, and I think that he would say if they had had any sort of like sexual relations
Yes.
at the moment, he would have already come forward and said, "Yeah, we did have sex that day," to clear
I
his
think he
name.
did say he'd already, yeah, in the
Yeah.
podcast, he said that they were sexually active.
No, what I meant was that same day to where
Oh,
if it came
yes.
up on a rape kit, he would have already come forward and said, "Yes, we did have sex that day for whatever
Yes.
reason."
Well, his
So,
whole
yes.
story was he never was with her that day. He did not give
Mhm,
her a ride. So
mhm,
there should be none of his DNA anywhere on
with
her.
her. Agreed.
Yes. So,
Agreed.
how long did Rabia guesstimate that it would take to get that DNA back?
What she said it could be she doesn't know because it was sent to a lab in California, and it's
Okay.
the same kinda thing we're dealing with Brandon is it could be whoever works at the lab could move it to the front of the line. It could wait
Mhm.
in line. You don't really know. She said maybe 3 months, maybe 3 days, maybe 4 months, maybe 4 weeks. Doesn't really know. It's at
Okay.
the discretion of the lab.
Yeah. But it's awesome that the prosecutors, the judge, they all agreed to
Mhm,
get this tested. So this is gonna be phenomenal information if
mhm.
they're able to tell anything. One way or the other, information is gonna be known about
Yeah,
that last day of Hayes.
yeah. Did you find why it wasn't
Oh,
tested before?
I started looking and then give me 1 second.
Got distracted?
Yes, yes, I was still chatting.
Rabia also said that she's got a second book coming out. I don't know if it's Adnan specific. I was excuse me. I was very sad to learn that they ended Undisclosed, officially. Undisclosed podcast is complete. They won't be making any more episodes of it, and that makes me sad, and it also makes me wanna go back to the beginning and start over because I haven't
I
listened to Undisclosed in a while.
Same. I so want to go back and listen to it again. And I absolutely love that there are certain high school English teachers that
Mhm.
actually have their students listen to it. Right? Listen, or do they read it? What did we
Read what?
hear?
They listen
Um,
to Serial.
they listen to Serial. Okay, I didn't know if
Mhm.
they had him read Rabia's book or because listening is a little bit different.
I feel like that's quicker process for school.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like what I mean, besides like learning the legal justice system, there like I would rather have the kids read a book than listen to a book.
But it's not a book. Serial isn't a book. Serial is a
I
podcast, so it's just a
know.
new form of media. So I think that she's trying to incorporate newer media
What are
forms.
the
I can't
kids
think of another word
learning,
for
I guess,
media.
is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like I would
from the material?
yes, yes.
Oh, I don't know.
From the material. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would hope that there would be like a book version of it. That way they could read it and it could be like a class discussion about what's happening. Have difference of opinions because everyone has a difference of opinion when it comes to reading that,
Mhm.
listening to that. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, there is no book. So they would have to listen to it.
Yeah. But it makes me wonder if they maybe it's the same kind of thing. Instead of a book report, it's a podcast report. So you have to listen to so many like episode 1, we come back together, everyone listens to it, we come back together, we have this class discussion, or we have to write some sort of essay related to episode 1. What did we learn from it? Where do we stand currently? I don't know. It
Yeah.
seems like an
I mean, it makes sense.
interesting it seems like an
It is.
interesting
I
project.
guess I'm a little bit old school and I think kids should read,
I mean, I
but
love
yes.
for kids to read. Look at I force feed books to my kids all the time.
But yes, they probably, just have them listen to it. It's the same thing, basically. I still
Yeah.
have not found that.
I don't it's okay if you can't find it. Not a big
I
deal.
know.
It's not a
But
big
I meant to
deal.
read it earlier and I completely forgot. So, what else is going on, you think, in the media or anything to chat
I
about?
really feel like there's been a lot of, um, recent, um, identifications of Jane Does. or there's been a
Yes.
lot of DNA confirmations of lots of things lately. What
There
was Little Miss
has.
Nobody was identified?
Mhm.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
And was it still by, Redgrave? The people we met in Savannah, was that Redgrave Forensics?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't remember when they came? Oh,
I
goodness.
never remember names of things. Um, but I sort of remember he a man came up and he's, like, all into a whole bunch of things. Did he have, like, many
Yeah,
job titles?
yes,
Okay, then I know who you're talking about,
yeah,
but I don't
he
remember
did.
the name.
It's Redgrave Forensic Services or Redgrave Research Forensic Services. He had long it was like a I don't remember if it was a mohawk, it was long hair, but I think you would remember him. But
Mhm.
they helped, Susan Lund. They helped identify Susan Lund, which was from a formerly a Jane Doe from 1993 that they finally identified, through forensic science. I thought it was amazing that they were able to do that.
Mm. That is it's I believe it's going to happen so much more now, the way that we have the advances in DNA technology, and then with the genealogy, it's going to happen so much more, which is awesome.
It won't let me pull that link out, Kimberly. What's the name on it? Can you share the name? It won't. It just gives me a bunch of numbers when I try to pull the that's a lot of numbers for me to try to type in correctly. She went to my high school. 5 Jaren Lockhart. That one's not ringing a bell for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't know.
Jaron Lockhart.
It says she walked out onto the 300 block of Bourbon Street from her job as a dancer early one morning 2 years ago, hoping to earn extra cash after a night of lackluster tips. She was not being overly risky. She left with people she had known for several years and probably trusted.
Mhm. She had a 3-year-old daughter.
Apparently, that's sad.
Um, so there's already an accused killer. It says she knew her accused killer, who is Margaret Sanchez and Terry Speaks.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
I've not
hadn't
heard
heard
of
of
this
this
one.
one.
Mm-mm. I guess Speaks was confined for 2 years for an unrelated sex crime in North Carolina.
Mm. Kim, do you have any unsolved cases that you know about in the New Orleans area? As Whitney
Mhm.
and I are right now trying to pick one for our quarter two.
Oh, yikes. I've met her. That's scary.
Oh,
It
the
would scare me
murderer
too.
or the accused murderer?
Yes, she's from my
Oh,
small
who
hometown of
killed her?
Margaret who
Okay.
killed her with the other guy. I've met her.
Eek.
Yikes. That would scare me too.
Yes. You've probably met way more murderers than you actually know or think.
I've always wondered, isn't there like some sort of statistics where it's like you've met 3 serial killers in
Oh,
your
I'm
life and didn't know it?
sure. I'm sure.
She was
Oh,
in a
dang.
volleyball tournament.
Hmm. Crazy,
That's
crazy.
terrifying.
Terrifying that they just walk among us.
Yep. Let's see. Da, da, da. Oh, I'm sure yeah, being from a small town. That's a very long explanation. I was trying to figure out, um, the likelihood of walking past a murderer in your life,
Oh,
but it pulled up this super long,
I have something
article.
not like completely. I mean, it's crime related, not murder related, though.
Okay.
So spring break, I live in Florida, so obviously a ton of college kids come to Florida for their spring break. A
Uh-huh.
lot of them are rowdy. They try different drugs while they're down here and things like that. However, a group of college boys were down here and
Mhm.
they had bought some cocaine off of someone they didn't know. It happened to be laced with fentanyl. They, of course,
Oh.
yes. I mean, they immediately overdosed because fentanyl is like absolutely horrible. You even touch it, you are overdosing type of thing.
Mhm.
So they were overdosing and their friends see this happen, so they start giving their friends CPR while they're calling 911. Police get there, and the friends that gave them CPR, they overdosed as well. I don't believe that they died though, but they had to be rushed to the emergency room, give Narcan, that kind of thing. But it's just crazy, like even giving CPR to someone that overdosed on fentanyl will cause you to overdose on fentanyl. That is how potent it is, which is crazy scary that this is on our streets like nobody's business right
Mhm.
now. There is another drug that's actually more potent than fentanyl. It's a very
What?
crazy name, and yes, yes. And I read an article like I always do, and it had like vials, and it's like, oh, let's say this much cocaine would make you overdose, and then it was like three tiny droplets or whatever
Mhm.
fentanyl, and then it was like one speck of this other drug that is now on the streets that will kill you. It's insane. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Who wants this? It seems like absolutely barbaric. Why is anyone creating this?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Who would buy that? Like, who would be like, oh, yeah, give me that one speck and I'm going to be dead?
Yeah, but, like, what's
What's the
there's
point?
no fun of that,
No
you know?
fun at all.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
I agree. I agree.
Uh, so I did find out that there is an estimated 25 to 50 serial killers walking around the USA right now, and that you will
Ooh,
walk past 36 murderers in your lifetime. 36. 36.
dang, that's a lot.
That's so many. So many.
That is so, so many.
Mhm. Hey,
Very, very scary.
it's very scary. I was going to ask you, dang it. We were just talking about that's a horrible face you're making. What did you
I
discover?
know. I'm sorry. So I was just reading the top 15 most dangerous drugs, and Tylenol is on that list. And if I went to this event a couple of months ago, um, I don't even know what kind of event it was. It was like a get to know your local officers event, and they had like drug people there to talk about how to keep your prescription drugs away from children, all of this type of thing. And they actually gave out like lock boxes to keep your medicine in. And the the poison control representative told me that teenagers overdose on Tylenol at significant rates because they will take one. Their mom will come back in and be like, "Oh, did you take a Tylenol?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I took one a while ago." And then their mom or dad will give them more, and this makes them overdose. And it's very, very common. And I was shocked at this. Like, I would not
Interesting.
think that. So,
No, I wouldn't
needless
have
to
thought
say,
that either.
even though we have a 15-year-old and an 11-year-old, all of our medicine is always kept in a lockbox um, in our bathroom, in the master bathroom, because it's
Yeah,
very
I mean,
dangerous.
it is. Did you read this?
No, I'll read it out loud though. And it gets
Okay.
crazier with Margaret. There was a show years ago called Silent Witness on ABC, and they covered the case of Zach and Maddie, the famous case of New Orleans couple that rode Hurricane Katrina and were on national news. Months later, Zach and Maddie are dismembered and cooked her, and then he committed. Oh, Zach. Zach killed Maddie and then dismembered her and cooked her, and then he committed suicide. The reason Margaret comes into play is because she was interviewed on that show, and she was a close friend with Zach. Ooh.
And that happened in
Okay,
like
Addie, not
2006.
Maddie.
Yeah, Addie, not Maddie.
I hadn't heard of that one either.
Yeah, he cut her body up in their bathtub with a hacksaw and a knife.
Wow. This was in New Orleans as well.
Oh no. And I did a quick, yeah, this is in New Orleans. I did a quick Google search on it.
Mhm.
And it says he gave her a haircut and then placed her head inside of a pot on the front of the stove.
What the freak?
This is very detailed.
Holy
I feel like
moly.
crazy is a
A little bit too low for that.
yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't quite encompass what we're feeling.
Apparently his intentions were to separate bone from flesh as a means to more easily handle the disposing of her body, not
To eat her.
cannibalism.
Okay. So he had a plan.
Mm.
Wow. And so the girl that you had known or met was friends with this killer, and she became a killer herself.
Yeah,
Hmm.
apparently.
Interesting.
Apparently they lived above Priestess Miriam's voodoo spiritual temple.
Oh my gosh, I was
Oh.
trying to think if that was the voodoo person that I had went to.
Ooh, do you think that we could talk everyone in on Thursday to going to like a voodoo psychic
I mean, we
after our
totally
meetup?
could. We're not gonna get into anyone good, though. Good people are
Why?
booked up, like, a year in advance. Like, in New Orleans,
What?
like, they are. Yes, the lady that we went to, she said she had 0 openings, like, I can't remember what month it was. I think it was November, and she's like, "Oh, I have no openings until June." Like, it was insane.
We need to look
But
into
let's
that
look.
now.
Yes, we
Yeah,
need to
let's
look.
look.
We have a week. Yes, Kim says, Melissa's right. Like, you have the good ones you cannot get into.
Oh
They're
man.
crazy. But we can try. We'll look and see. Everyone
Everyone
else,
else isn't real.
yes.
Well, how do you determine if they're good or not?
They're
I've never
booked
had
up.
a
No, I'm just kidding. And you just wait. I don't know. You plan. We never plan, and so we won't
No.
ever make it.
No. I will say this year has been the most planned we've ever been.
True story. True story.
So, there's that.
And I still feel like we're really not that planned because quarter 2
No.
is coming on us quick, and we don't have a
Your
case.
husband.
And Christopher Lee, okay, Christopher, did that voodoo priestess tell us or not tell us that we were moving to Texas? End of story. That
Which
right
is
there,
very specific.
very specific. Chris said, "Oh, she can hear my accent," and I'm like, he's been gone for
He
20
doesn't
years.
have an
He
accent.
doesn't. Yes.
No, he doesn't have an
He is
accent.
absolutely crazy. Like, she was very precise about
Specific.
what specific, there we go. About what she told us, and it was just off the wall. Like, "Hey, we're waiting for the bathrooms," and she's like, "Oh, are you guys moving to Texas?" Excuse me?
Well,
Very
I mean, maybe she knew that we were supposed to meet more than we knew we were supposed to meet.
Well, that makes her a psychic, and in my book,
It
real.
does. Yeah, Christopher.
Oh, I thought I had a hairband, but I don't. I have a watch.
That's what happens when you don't wear an Apple Watch for years.
For
You forget.
years. Yes.
Oh man. Okay, so what are recommendations on places to eat in NOLA? We'll be there for 2
Yes.
days. Obviously, we need some beignets. We need all the Cajun food, but we need it to be like authentic Cajun food.
Yes.
Uh, We have one
all of it.
night or one dinner already planned, so we can't.
Yeah, we need one dinner place and maybe some just local cutesy lunch places. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see you
Or even like, oh my God, this is the longest Melissa and I've gone without seeing each other in person in real life,
in real life because
IRL,
we see each other in person virtually a couple
every
times.
day. Mm,
So, okay, Chris and I and our family, when we went to New Orleans last time,
mhm.
we went to this place and it looked like a chain. Like it did not look like it would be very good at all. And it was delicious. So now I am convinced that every single place in New Orleans tastes amazing.
I'm sure it does. I've
It was
never
so,
had
they
bad Cajun food.
never.
Never.
This place actually gave you, you know how like you get chips and salsa at a
Mhm.
Mexican restaurant? This place gave us red beans and rice and something else for free as like your appetizer before you ordered your food.
Was it like boudin?
Could be. I
Because
can't
that's
even
my
remember.
favorite. Etouffee and boudin is the best.
I'm just so excited to go there. Cajun is my favorite food.
Mhm. Mhm.
So delish. Chris is probably so jealous.
Well, sorry about you.
He goes all the time without me. So,
That's how I gained
oh my
5 pounds
gosh.
when I go. I'm not looking forward to what we're gonna gain over this weekend,
Yes.
but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm going to drink seltzers and not wine. That's a little bit better.
Yes. Do we wanna talk about our project that's coming up in May? Do we wanna go ahead and talk about it?
I mean, we could say it. I mean, not talk about it too in depth, but there's only a
Yeah.
couple of people on now.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a second podcast coming out.
We
Surprise. Y'all are
do.
the first to learn.
So
Um,
thank you for being on our live.
yes. This is what you get for being on our lives. You get all of the insider info.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing a second podcast. It is called Surviving Love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a cult-based podcast. It's basically all survivors of a very prominent cult from the 70s that's still active to this day. It's going to be an ongoing project. It's a big, big thing.
Big project.
We
There's
don't really
lots
see
of
it.
people.
At one point, there was 300,000 people in this organization. So it's going to be massive. We are
Yeah.
hoping to have the first episode out end of May.
I was like, when? May. No, we said
May.
May. Yes.
Okay. We don't have a release date yet, but we will be
We don't.
releasing a
I was
trailer
like,
for it very soon.
we don't have episode 1 though. Chris, too much info. Yes, it'll be coming out soon. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Something
we're
much
excited
different
about it.
than what we do right now.
Yes. I mean, Cult Crimes and Cabernet is not going
It,
anywhere. We'll still be doing our
no,
regular
this is
episodes.
our fave.
It's my mama.
Yes, Kim, it's gonna be
Yeah,
so good.
it's going to be so good, Kim. And I mean, we've got more than just that coming
Then
out.
summer, we have another project coming out.
Yes. Yes.
We've been busy.
Another big project coming out that's going to expose a lot. Oh, Christopher.
Okay, thank you. You're inflating our numbers. That's fine.
Oh,
You're a
geez.
dork. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Well,
that's
hey,
really it.
look, we found random things to talk about for an hour. Go. Well, no,
Yeah,
technically not. We didn't get on till
for
15.
44 minutes.
Woot woot
It's
us.
fine. Thank you for those of you that are hanging out with us tonight.
We love it.
We
Yes.
we know y'all came for Bob, but we're glad you stayed for us.
I'm pretty sure Kim is here for us. I don't know if she knows Bob.
It's true. It's true. And my mom's here for us. She doesn't know Bob.
Yes, yes, she doesn't know Bob. Chris said,
Is here for
"Oh,
Bob.
he is." He said, "Oh, Bob's funny. I'm gonna go on this one." I'm like, "You loser! You go on every single one."
Oh, geez. All right. Well, thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us for a while. Oh, I just love her so
I
much.
know.
She's my fave. Um, thank y'all for hanging out with us. We will be
Yes,
back not next week, but the week after with Bob. Bob promised he would be
hopefully.
there next week.
Yes, yes. Sorry
And
about your
then,
luck.
yep. So don't mark your calendars for next week because we won't be here. You'll be lonely. We will be in New Orleans eating all the food, drinking all the drinks,
Yeah,
doing all the New Orleans things. But we'll
but
be here after that week.
yeah,
That week what's after that week?
we'll be here in
What
2
number?
weeks, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
2 weeks.
Just shut up,
Have a
Whitney.
good
You're
night.
good. Yeah.
Have
Good
a good
night.
night. Bye.